for all the distinguished guests here and gathered, esteemed dignitaries, and our distinguished guests who have gathered here with your hearts very full of generosity and purpose. Before we delve into the heart of tonight's course, I'd like to begin by reflecting on some words that throw lights on challenges and hope we carry for the future. It's a poem written in 1919 by William Butler Yeats, titled The Second Coming. May I proceed, please? Yes. Great. Turning and turning in a widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Though written centuries ago, these lines seem to echo in our world today, where turmoil can often make us feel that things are falling apart. But in the midst of all that, we are reminded of our ability to come together, rebuild, restore, and renew. Tonight, we gathered here for a cause that stands as a beacon of hope. Hope for the countless individuals whose lives have been touched by cancer. Hope for a future where advanced care and healing are within our reach. The Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence represents a vision and a lifeline to those who need it the most. Together, we can be the hands that hold the center, the heart that restores the balance, and the souls that shine light in the darkness. As we proceed on this evening's program, I invite you all to carry this hope with you and let it guide our steps as we work towards a greater future of healing and health. Thank you. My name is George Ajiman, and I'm here as your event MC for this evening. We would like to start with a prayer, and the pleasure is mine to invite Bishop Derek Akubia to give us the opening prayer.
Good evening. Kindly bow your heads and let's share a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you do. We thank you for all that you are about to do. We say that, Lord, with you in our midst, indeed our center will hold. I ask that, Lord, you take absolute control and lead us. I pray that, Lord, by the time we leave here, history would have been made. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
Thank you for your gracious words, Bishop Akubia. After that, we are receiving the welcome address by our host, so to speak, the General Manager of Kempinski, and Mr. Hanno Benkov. Forgive my accent.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and valued members of our community, welcome to the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, Accra, for this special event in support of Breast Care International. We are honored to be the host venue and partner of BCI as we come together to raise awareness and funds for breast care initiatives. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time for us to unite in our commitment to education and early detection. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of the President of Breast Care International, Dr. Beatrice Weafe. Your leadership truly inspires us all to take action in the fight against breast cancer. At our hotel, corporate social responsibility is at the core of our values. Through our flagship Be Health program, we are proud to support Breast Care International by inviting our guests to contribute 15 Ghana cedis per night or with every purchase of our Be Health elixir. Over the past year, BeHealth has made a meaningful impact, providing essential resources and support to medical practitioners and individuals facing breast cancer. Tonight's dinner is not just a gathering, it's a celebration of hope and a reminder of the difference we can make together. Thank you for being here, for your generous support, and for standing with us in this important cause. Together, we can pave the way for a healthier future for all. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, our hosts, and from these gracious words, we are sure we are safe. Ari, great, thank you. So we would receive a session with the CEO of Peace and Love Hospitals and the President of Breast Care International. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Viafiadai.
Thank you so much. Please sit. You know my height. So. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are here for a very important reason, a very important cause. And I want us to all reflect on the fact that a lot of us have been touched by one cancer or the other, one patient or the other. So, let me give you a little background of why we are doing this. In the year 2019, the Lancet Oncology Commission approached Professor Will Ngwa. Professor Will Ngwa, please, I think you should be with me here. Please come. Come. Professor Ngwa was at Harvard. He moved to Johns Hopkins, and now he's not only a professor at Johns Hopkins, he's part of the President Biden's Cancer Moonshot program at the White House. Thank you. He is such an inspiration to all of us because he's originally from Cameroon, but because of the brains, and now I'm not talking about brain drain, let's do brain gain and brain recirculation, because all the brains that he has, we want to tap into the knowledge and bring the brains here. And so the invention he made, he invented the use of micro drones in immunotherapy for cancer treatment. Thank you. Such a noble yet humble person. And one good thing he did was a clause he put on the invention, that invention must be used in Africa. So this center that we've been dreaming about is going to be the first center that his invention is going to be used. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. We all know the music We Are the World. And that music resonates with us now, even though it was sung many years ago. It's still relevant to us. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. So the greatest gift of all is life. Distinguished guests, the above release called from We Are the World, the humanitarian song by a celebrated American artist, mobilizing aid for Africa, are true of our purpose tonight. As they were first sung several decades ago, some of them are no more with us. But what they said, the work they did, is still relevant to us now. The Africa Cancer Center of Excellence, and this is the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence. It's a landmark project of years of transatlantic ingenuity, sacrifice, resilience, dynamism, and most prominently, altruism without more. Ladies and gentlemen, cancers are debilitating and life-threatening. Those of us who are in the consulting room understand what I'm talking about. When a patient comes to you with late-stage disease, and you know that there's virtually nothing you can do for him or her, it's not only the patient who suffers, but you, the healthcare practitioner, you also suffer because it affects you. And that is what we keep seeing. Our people have to travel to India. They have to travel to Germany. They have to travel to Europe. They have to travel to America anytime they are diagnosed with one cancer or the other. Those are the affluent ones. Those are the ones who can travel. What about the majority of us who cannot travel? We have to have a stand-alone comprehensive cancer center of excellence, and there is none in the West Africa sub-region. So this center is going to be the first of its kind to help us solve this problem. The financial burden in the cycle of diagnosis, treatment, and cure are prohibitive to both the patients and the families. And so what can we do? Poverty-stricken individuals and cash-strapped developing economies, Ghana inclusive, has to face this challenge. It is no longer an epidemic. It is a pandemic. We saw how we faced COVID-19. When we take Ghana, COVID-19 didn't take more than 2,000 people within the 2 years. Both men and women are loved ones. But if we take breast cancer alone, every year, more than 2,300 Ghanaian women die from breast cancer. Every year. So why are we complacent? Why are we quiet about this? Why are we only happy or excited or interested to put the banner? What a shock. You left too soon. And so on. And these are our loved ones. Dear chairperson here, we are here to introduce the chairperson. He had to walk here because of traffic. Thank you, Dr. David. God bless you. There's nobility in crowdfunding. It lightens the burden on the perceived deep-pocketed few, while spreading the immeasurable benefits of giving to the majority poor. Proponents of the Otumfuo Osei Tutu, the second Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence, are keen on winning the campaign against cancers for the good of posterity. We need to leave a better future for our children and our grandchildren. We don't want our children and our grandchildren to see the advanced stage diseases that we are seeing. When a woman comes to the consulting room with a fungated breast, offensive, and you know that this woman has already metastasis and that she's going to die and leave her children behind. So we need to do all we can whilst we are still alive and to live a better future. We preserve our own lives if we start giving today. Even the Bible says there's more blessing in giving than receiving. Cancers are no respecter of persons, age, nationality, and gender. In Ghana, our youngest breast cancer patient was a 13-year-old girl who suffered phyllodes tumor on both breasts. And so to save her, we had to remove both breasts at the age of 13. Now she's 18 years, and we are thinking of how to do reconstruction for her. I thank one of our board members, Mr. Eric Browse, who donated $6,000 towards the reconstruction of breast for the girl, and all the board members who have been helping us. Cancer care, which requires a multidisciplinary approach for best outcomes, is expensive and catastrophic and can cause heavy financial burden, even to the wealthy ones. Sometimes people have to sell their homes, they have to sell their plots of land, cars, properties to be able to face cancers. The proposed Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence to be located in Kumasi, Ghana's commercial and cultural hub. It's a tripartite collaboration between the Global Health Catalyst, and Professor Will Ngwa is the founding director of the Global Health Catalyst Summit. Thank you, Professor. And the Africa's foremost breast cancer campaigner, Breast Care International, the Peace and Love Hospitals, and the King of the Ashanti Kingdom, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I, with the greatest of respect, humbly entreat all herein gathered to generously fund the center into fruition for the much-needed relief and succor to cancer patients, particularly in Ghana and the sub-region, and the continent in general. May the Lord and Allah bless us all. And Lord and Allah loves a cheerful giver. We all have to contribute our quota. This is ours. We want everyone to be part of this. And I want to bring the analogy of how Botswana built a big university. Botswana families and individuals contributed cows in support of the university. So now the university is taking students free. They don't pay anything to enter the university. We can do that here. And if somebody wants to help you, the person wants to see how you are helping yourself. And we, as Ghanaians, Africans, and our friends who are from the diaspora, should be ready to make this happen for posterity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Beatrice Wiafi Adai. There's a song that we would like to play. Very insightful, very instructive. And so if the technical team are up to the game, we are the world.
When we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one, there are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free, as God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Well, let's realize, oh, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. We'll make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
Thank you, thank you. You may please resume your seats. For those who are Gen Zs in this building, that song is 35 years old. 35 years old. And one night, 45 artists from around the world gathered to compose and produce this song to raise money for hunger that struck the continent of Africa. And that is what the power of coming together can do. A round of applause, please. Thank you. I now want to invite the chairman for the occasion. I'll spare you his name for now. Let's get into his bio. He has 25 years of experience. He's a highly respected expert in organizational management, leadership, teaching, research, and many other things. His focus is on peace building, conflict resolution, conflict transformation, mediation, and negotiation. He has contributed extensively to academic works, including books, articles, and chapters of prominent peace-building and conflict resolution publications. He holds a PhD in conflict analysis and resolution from the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter School of Peace and Conflict Resolution Studies in Mason University, and has held various leadership positions within institutions, non-profits, and international organizations. Now, his name. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tony Cabo. He liked the applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, members of the Ghanaian and diasporan communities. It is my greatest honor and privilege to accept this opportunity to say a few words to you. Somebody who has been affected and impacted by cancer will have a lot of stories to tell. Mine is particularly touching because, and whenever I tell this story, I tend to be emotional. A few weeks after I was born, my mother developed certain complications from childbirth, and I was taken care of by my aunt, my mother's younger sister. For many years, she was the only mother I knew. And just at about the age of 14, my aunt developed cancer. And just a few months later, passed on. Now, I only came back to my mother's household probably when I was in my early 20s. So you can imagine how the passing away of my aunt really impacted my life, because she was the only person I knew as a mother. And so when I was approached to join this very important mission, I, without hesitation, really accepted the offer because it meant something very personal to me. And after working in several countries in Africa, I know the devastation that families and communities experience from this devastating disease. And I want to sort of take the opportunity, therefore, to implore each and every one of us to make as much contributions as we could to this very noble initiative. The vision of BCI is one that all of us should really embrace. Because when you look at the continent of Africa, there are a lot of opportunities, and of course, there are a lot of also capacities that we can bring into this initiative. Whether it is a human capacity or whether it is a financial capacity, we can all contribute to it. I think that one of the things I would like to implore this audience tonight is to make sure you look around you and see, look at your neighborhood, look at your community, look at your office space, and see who might have been impacted by this debilitating disease. And I think each and every one of us can and will find someone who has been touched by this. And so I want to implore you, I want to encourage you to be a part of this initiative and join us in this drive to create this Center of Excellence for Breast Cancer and Care. I thank you.
All right. Hello. 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 Please, can you hear me? All right, so at this point, we would like to receive a live band rendition of the song we just listened to. And so the pleasure is mine to invite our resident crew, the jamming crew, to give us the live rendition of the song.
Yeah, so let's all do this together. There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, only hand to lay in hand tonight. The great accused of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone, somewhere, make a change. We are the part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. Let us sing it together. We are the world. I wanna hear you. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. So let's start giving. Let's go. There's a choice we make it. We're saving our own life. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
Oh, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares.
And the lives will be stronger and free. We are the part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. Let's go. We are the world. Everybody sing it.
We are the children.
Beautiful. We are the ones that make it better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we make it. We sin in our own life. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
The children.
We are the ones that make a better day. So let's start giving.
There's a choice to make it.
Beautiful.
We're saving our own life.
It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
The children.
We are the ones that make a better day. So let's start giving.
Stop giving.
There's a choice to make it.
We're saving our own life.
It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Now let's all sing it together. We are the world. Oh, we are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones to make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. We're saving our own life. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Thank you. Show some love. Beautiful.
Hello. A very good evening to you all. God bless you all for coming. Cancer is real. Cancer kills. But early you see it, early protection, you will be healed. This is a song for all cancers. Thank you very much for coming today, and I know you're going to have a good time. Okay. Okay. My mom died of breast cancer when she was 48 years. She had 5 beautiful kids. So from that time, I have passion for this. Actually, we didn't know that she was going to die because we thought it was just balls that were coming under her armpit, not know it was actually breast cancer. That was way back in 1994. She was only 48 years. So I always miss her. And this is the song for all cancers. Cancer kills. Cancer is real. Surely be healed. But if it's not cancer, you will be healed. How painful it is to see your loved ones dying. You can't do anything about it. Early detection, go and see the doctor. If it's cancer, you know you will be healed. But if it's not cancer, you know you are saved. Cancer is real. Cancer surely kills. Early detection, go and see the doctor. If it's cancer, you will surely be healed. But if it's not cancer, you know you are saved. How painful it is to see your loved ones dying. You can't do anything about it. Early detection, go and see the doctor. If it's cancer, you will surely be healed. Oh, let's go. Cancer is real. Yes, cancer surely kills. Cancer is real. Cancer will kill you. Cancer surely kills. Cancer is real. You will see it. Thank you. Thank you. There's this song called Miyoba. It means I am a woman. We are women. God created us as women. And you know we are the last ones, right? Are the women in the house? Are you clapping? So enjoy this one.
Dio, Tisa to Messie, and your master, a demo opera, a journey one inquire. I'm a Debbie, so warrior. Ukun say now, sell Bapo. Nana Unkwaso, please shall we rise as we welcome the Adontehin of Kwawu Prayeso, Nana Krobia Asante, Nana Unkwaso, Piao. Anabo Pai Mumbie Manana Adontehin Oba Kukodrufo. She's a chief, not a queen mother. A she chief. Nana, that's it. Nana Tnasi. Please, you can have your seat now.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering where you are still at the fundraising dinner of the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence. All protocol duly observed. We would like to proceed with the running order of the event. Before then, I'd like to again recognize the presence of Adontehin of Prayeso, Nana Krobia Asante. Oh, please. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the royal presence of the paramount king of Igbos, His Royal Majesty, Eze Dr. Ambassador Chukwuede Jude Iheneto. Thank you, Your Royal Majesty, for coming. Thank you. Also in the building are the President and Vice of the Indian Women Association. Ladies, you're welcome. We would like to bring up stage again the President of BCI and the CEO of Peace and Love Hospitals, our mother, Dr. Beatrice Viafi Adai. Please, she likes the applause louder.
Because of height, some of us have to hold the mic. And I think a lot of us from our parts of Ghana, the Kwo traditional area, we don't have height. I have my Nana Adonte here. She is lucky to be tall. But I also have my classmate and a member of the board of directors, Nana Dakwa. Nana, please, get up. Nana, come. Let them understand what I mean. Come, Nana, please, come. I also have Mr. Asiedu Sechre. He's also from our hometown. Please come. I also have my junior from Umpraiso Secondary School, who is a big man at Cocoa Board. Junior, please come. Please come. Let them see our heights. Professor Edward Wiafe, who is a pro-vice chancellor of the University of Environment and Sustainable Development, who is my brother, our last born. Come, Prof. Do you see what I'm saying? We don't have the height, but God has blessed us with brains. And if you talk about the business people who drive Ghana, they are from the Kwo region. And the Igbo chief, Your Royal Majesty, told me one day that the Kwos are like the Igbos of Nigeria. And last year, they crowned me as a chief. Ezene Diora in Ghana. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. These are the brains behind everything we do. And so height is not a limitation. And Nana Dakwa, who is a member of our board of directors, is more than a brother to me. We started class 1 together. So throughout our school days, we were in our town. We don't call it village. It's a town. Kwo Umpraiso. And I'm honored to have the Adonte of Kwo Umpraiso here. Nana Krobia Asante, Nana Mibomwa, Mibodia, Namabomi Mwase. Yami Shrao. That's it. So we are talking about the Otumfuo Osei Tutu, the second Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence. The statistics about cancers in Ghana is not encouraging. Every year, we record 27,385 new cancer cases. These can be breast cancers, prostate cancers, cervical cancers, endometrial cancers, childhood cancers. And out of this figure, almost 18,000 die. This is unacceptable. We are talking about figures, but there are human beings behind the figures. They are loved ones, our sisters, our friends, our mothers, our grandmothers, our fathers. And our dear Dr. Martin Luther King once said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And cancers are killing all of us. It's a pandemic now. And if we keep silent, that will be the end of us all. And so let's deliberate through this message. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. In the year 2022, and before then, in 2019, the Lancet Oncology Commission, led by Professor David Collins in UK, approached my brother, Professor Will Ngwa. And Professor Will, please get up and let people see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Such a brainy son of Africa who has invented the micro drones to use for treatment of cancers through immunotherapy. That is the new treatment options for cancers. And when he invented the gadgets in Harvard University, he moved to Johns Hopkins and gave a clause that his invention must be used in Africa. Thank you. Thank you for thinking about your roots, because he's originally from Cameroon. He's American. They've taken hold of him. He doesn't belong to us now, sort of. But we want to tap into his brain. And so now he has been promoted to the President Biden's Cancer Moonshot program in the White House. Please help me to applaud him. Congratulations, Professor Ngwa. You have laid the path for us all. So during COVID time, when everybody had gone to sleep, we didn't sleep. Professor Ngwa reached out to me, reached out to Professor David Kerr of Oxford University, and selected us as the 3 lead commissioners. So Professor Will Ngwa as the director, Professor David Kerr of Oxford as the 2nd lead commissioner, and your humble servant, Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Yafe Adaye. So the 3 lead commissioners, we had to look for other commissioners to join us to be able to produce a report on cancers in Africa. So 51 more commissioners were identified. 50% of them from Africa, 50% from the diaspora, 50% are female, and 50% are men. We want to rub shoulders with the men. Okay. And we are happy when they drag us along. So in April 2022, the book was published, and it was first launched in Ghana for Africa. And Breast Care International hosted the event. We had the First Lady of Ghana to help us launch, and the then Minister of Health, Honorable Kweku Agyemang-Manu. And we also have some of the commissioners, Professor Tim Rebeck, Professor Isaac Adiwale, who was the former Minister of Health of Nigeria, Professor, all these big professors, and Ghanaians. I think you see Professor Nana Obuku Agyeman, who also came for the lunch. So cancer doesn't discriminate. Whether you are MPP or NDC, we are all in the boat. It can affect everyone. So we launched the book in May 2022. We went to President Otumfuo, who has been our patron, to also launch the book in his residency. He received the delegation, had dinner with us. We appreciate that so much. He should have been here with us today, but something has also taken him away. So President Otumfuo received us so well. He autographed the reports. We also moved to my traditional area. And so this picture depicts some of our traditional leaders in the Kwao traditional area. For those who do not know, I come from Kwao. I come from Mpraiso. So we went to the Kwao Mahine, Dasibre Ekuamwa Ejapon II, who also received us so nicely, and we launched the book with him. Let's clap for me. He's the youngest Mahine in Ghana. And we appreciate him a lot. After the launch of the book, some of us came together and said that we need to do something about the reports, because the reports showed the negative things about cancers in Africa. You cannot expect another result when you keep doing the same thing. If you want to have a different result, you have to change your modus operandi. So we formed this subcommittee. Professor Saifu Hag, who is at University of Pittsburgh, Professor Stephen Avery from University of Pennsylvania, my brother, Professor Will Ingwa, another brother, he wants to be a Ghanaian, Mr. Eric Browse, the one who paid towards the reconstruction of the young girl. And then our new chair of the BCI America, Bishop Evans Glover. A lot of people know him. He's the director or the president of the Ghanaian Churches and Pastors Association in the US. And he has been very instrumental. Help me to thank him. Yeah. Dr. Laurentia Bewia, who is my first daughter. Thank you, Laurie. So in 2023, on the advice of President Otumfuo, we had to present this project to the Otumfuo Asantehene Nana Osei Tutu II. Nana mebo dia na mabo mimuase. To explain to him that we don't have any stand-alone cancer center of excellence. Fortunately for us, we have our colleagues, professors in Harvard, Johns Hopkins, UPenn, Pittsburgh, Oxford, and UC Davis, Columbia, and so many other universities who are ready to collaborate with us. And with the AI that is in the system, we can do things here whilst they are there to witness what we are doing. So we can leapfrog and get things done faster than we were doing those days. So Otumfuo received the project. We decided to name the project after him because he wants this to be a legacy that he will leave for Ghana and the West Africa sub-region. So he selected his Hiahine. And for those of you who don't understand, a Hiahine is the one who deals with very important events or activities that the king has to do. So the Hiahine is Nana Professor Oheniba Boachi Aji, Owahine II, who himself is an orthopedic surgeon and had lived in New York for so many years and is back to serve his country. We are forever grateful to him and for all that he's been doing for the project. Professor Ingwa, I've said a lot about him. I cannot finish thanking you. Professor Saifu Hag, Professor Stephen Avery, Eric Browse, and Bishop Evans Glover. Laurie, all this that we are doing is for you and your generation. We are going to leave the scene soon. And so this is a responsibility that Dr. Laurentia Mbaua Jani, who is a gynecologist, an onco-gynecologist at the Rotterdam University and works with the Peace and Love Hospital in Breast Care International, is going to make sure that even when we are gone, the project will continue. That's a huge responsibility. But I believe you. I believe that you can make it happen. So we had a 52-acre plot of land at Kwaso, which is very near Kumasi, that we dedicated. It belonged to the Peace and Love Hospitals. 10 years ago, we acquired the land. I never knew that we were going to use it for such a project. So when the idea came that we need a standalone cancer center, a comprehensive cancer center of excellence, we just give the land to the project. So the conceptual plan has been made, and the architect who did this is from our town. He's called Elvis Asiedu, and he's also as short as all of us. He's now in London and couldn't come, but the father is here. I know they are watching us, and Elvis did this job without asking for a penny. And he made the drawing for us as well. He's an architect and said that the first phase of the project should be like this. So I'm here thanking Elvis for the selflessness and the desire to help the country. So the project, the center, is going to have some kind of areas. We are going to focus on prevention. Prevention is better than cure. We are not endowed with a lot of high-tech equipments like they have. With the center, we are going to acquire such equipments. But we need to focus a lot on prevention, screening, research. Our cancers are different from cancers that the Caucasians have or the white people have. Our breast cancer, for example, is very aggressive. We have a lot of the triple negative disease, which is difficult to treat. And so why do we have such kind of cancers? We need to research into the reason why we are getting a lot of triple negative disease. Why are we having a lot of the grade 3 tumors, which are more aggressive compared to the white people? Our cancers strike about 10 years earlier than in the Caucasians. So we need to research into this. We need to find out why. Is it the genetic thing of ours? Is it our tumor biology? And that's why Professor Will Ingwa and the team from Johns Hopkins, Harvard, Pittsburgh, UPenn are involved in this, and we are going to find solutions to this. Training and education. Sometimes we send doctors and scientists to study abroad. and they don't come back. Of course, if the person has gone to learn the sophisticated things and comes back and those things are not here, what do you expect? They will go back. So we want to find solutions how to retain our scientists, our doctors, to give them the same condition that they are doing out there. So training, education, and here some universities like the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, who is a partner to us, the University of Environment and Sustainable Development, the Pro Vice Chancellor is here, Professor Edward Duafe. Let's see you. And he is our last born, so I call him my kid brother. We are doing a lot of research to see whether the environment has something to do with cancers. And indeed, it has something to do with cancers. Look at our water bodies. Look at the food. Now we are even exporting. We are being told that they contain a lot of mercury. So what are we doing? We are killing ourselves. When we need to do research, and there are a lot of researchers here. These are opportunities for us. Diagnostics, pathology. Sometimes a pathology report can take up to 6 months. So imagine a woman who has a lump in the breast, you've taken the biopsy, and 6 months she's waiting. She doesn't know what will come out of the report. And the more she stays, the higher the chances of the disease spreading. So now, for this center, we have collaboration with UC Davis and University of Washington in Seattle. And Professor Will Ngwa from the White House has promised to be part of this. Peace and Love Hospital is the center for this research. So they've produced a Phoebe box that is an AI tool, which we place in the room. We pick the biopsy, put in the box. The box with AI will stain the sample, and our colleagues in UC Davis will read the sample with the help of the AI tool. And within minutes, we will get the report that this sample is either benign or malignant. So the woman will not have to go home and worry about the reports that she has to sit and worry about for months. So this device is going to enhance our pathology services, and it's going to be one for the whole world. We are doing the test at the Peace and Love hospitals. And we are going to spread this technology to the low and middle income countries and the hard to reach areas in the high income countries. So we are going to be the first to come out with this gadget. I want to thank our partners in UC Davis and our partners in University of Washington, Seattle, for this great opportunity. We're going to work on surgery, and if I'm doing surgery in Kumasi, our companions in Johns Hopkins can watch what we are doing and tell me, doctor, go left instead of right. So we'll be doing the same kind of treatment if someone would travel to America or to Europe with the help of the technology. Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy, where Professor Will Ngwa is the lead in that, is the new treatment for cancers. And we are going to have the opportunity. Palliative care, survivorship. I have my breast cancer survivors down there. Please get up and let's see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are the faces of breast cancer in Africa. And when people see you, they have hope that you can survive it. If someone has survived it, you will also survive it. So the center will have an AI hub, like I mentioned. There's collaboration with international institutions. I mentioned them, to facilitate the advent of precision medicine in Ghana and Africa. Sustainable investment in Africa's cancer healthcare ecosystem. Retention of talent in country using telehealth, and also the epicenter of high quality care in Africa. So these are the collaborative work that we are doing. We are not starting from the scratch. We've already done something, and we are building on it. The NCI, NIH, we have several research opportunities. The Ghana Breast Self-Study, which was the first one in 2013, produced a lot of information for us. And so there are a lot of research that is going on, and now we are studying the circulating DNA, research in survivorship, with Johns Hopkins research professional development programs, with UC Davis and University of Washington, Seattle. I mentioned the Phoebe box for pathology diagnostics using AI. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York, and Dr. Laurentia, you had the fellowship opportunity through Professor Wolingwa. Let's see you people. Let's applaud the Memorial Kathleen Strong. It's the best cancer center in the US. And so they've given us the opportunity to bring doctors for training. Very soon, one of our doctors will be going again for 6 months fellowship as a radiologist. Columbia University, research in training, breast cancer training, opportunity courses for genetic testing and counseling, human resource development. I mentioned that our cancer is different. So this year we had a training from Columbia University, how to do genetic testing and counseling. You can't do testing without counseling. So 10 of our doctors and nurses and psychologists were trained by Columbia University. Harvard is going to start the genetic counseling and training program with us. And just yesterday, we had a Zoom call with Professor Tim Rebeck, who was here 2 years ago, who is doing a lot in Africa. And I'm so glad that he has reached out to us to start the genetic testing and counseling program. Erasmus Cancer Center in the Netherlands, and we have we have Peter, Lona. They came from the Netherlands with Laurentia to come and join us in this program. They are the patient advocates for cancers. We need to have patients who advocate for the right thing. They have passed through the treatment and everything, so their word is key. And so they are representing the Inspire to Live. Erasmus Cancer Center is where Dr. Laurentia is working now. In University of Pennsylvania, we have the student exchange program. I mentioned Nana Hiahine, Professor Dr. Oheneba Buachi Aji, who is with us here, with our member of board, Mrs. Annan, who is here. Mrs. Annan, please, let's see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And she is here with Ambassador Kobna Annan. Those of you who hear Annan, you'll be thinking about Kofi Annan. So Ambassador Kobna Annan is our own Kofi Annan's brother. Thank you, Your Excellency, for coming all the way. And when we went to the US, to Johns Hopkins, to launch this project, they were there to support us. Thank you so much. Your contribution is not underestimated. Professor Tony Opoku Ajimai, who is a senior lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Professor, you are here. Let's see you. Let's see you. You've been so helpful. Mrs. Jackson, who is the chairperson of the BCI Ghana. Professor Stephen Avery was to be with us now, but you know that there's a problem in the US, the tornado. So some of our members couldn't just come. So Professor Stephen Avery, who was here even in July, and he was part of the team that went to see Otumfuo, couldn't join us. Professor Sharon Ore, who is also from University of Pennsylvania, Professor Reverend Patrick, and all the team, the BCI Peace and Love team, I appreciate everything. So we visited the Otumfuo Osei Tutu to explain the project to him. And since it's the first of its kind, he could only appreciate and thank us that we have thought about something that is so important, because cancer has touched everybody in one way or the other. So Otumfuo said to the second, receive the team nicely. Tomorrow, he is going to cut the sword for the project to start in Kwaso near Kumasi. In June this year, at the Global Health Catalyst Summit, we launched this project. And so Professor Stephen Avery, Professor Will Ngwa, our brother Eric Browse, Laurie, we were all there to explain the project to the Global Health Catalyst Summit that was happening at Johns Hopkins. And I thank Professor Will Ngwa for making this possible. So we are starting with the phase 1 of the project. It's estimated to cost $10 million. It's a huge money, but the entire project will cost $100 million. And that's why we had to face it, so that we start with the most important components of cancer care, which is the radiotherapy suits, the chemotherapy, some emergency surgical aspects, some wards. And so this first phase of the project is going to cost us $10 million. We don't have the money yet. You know, it's something like by faith. We believe that we can start it. And so the moment the Otumfuo hits the ground, we are going to start building the project. And I believe that it can be done. It's doable. It's something that all of us should join hands. And together, we can change the narrative about cancers in Africa with our collaborators out there. And they are ready to come and help us only when they see that we are ready ourselves. Only when they see that we want to do something. And that is why I'm just pleading with you. I'm on my knees pleading that let's make this happen for our country and for the sub-region. Sub-Saharan Africa has very bad information about cancers, but we can change it with all of us. So some of our collaborators, University of Pennsylvania, Harvard University, Novartis, NanoCan. NanoCan is the organization which produced the invention that Professor Will Ngwa made. John Hopkins, Siemens Health in Years, and Siemens Health in Years is inviting one of our doctors and one of our breast cancer survivors to travel to Denmark for a program. They are leaving next week. And so it's part of all those things that we are doing. Erasmus Center, the presidency of Ghana. And here I want to say that it's not political. The project is named after the Asantehene. So we want it to have the continuity that we need. And so please help us. Elector Roche is here. The country lead of Roche is here. Thank you so much. Teva, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, University of Environment and Sustainable Development. And if you are here and you want to be a collaborator, our doors are open. We want everyone to come on board. We have a mobile money. We are used to sending Momo. So the mobile money is there. You can even now start putting something there. Whatever you bring will be put to this cause. We need your support. This is a life-saving project. And it can be me, it can be you, it can be your relative, your wife, your mother, your sister, your brother. The center is to see all cancers, not only breast cancer, prostate cancer, cervical, endometrial, childhood, blood cancers. These are partners. I cannot sit without mentioning them. Direct Relief, the Otumfuo Osei Tutu Foundation, Harvard University, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kempinski Hotel, and they gave us this hall for free. UC Davis, University of Washington in Seattle, Direct Relief has been sending us free medications to donate to the rural clinics and hospitals. And I think I saw the CEO of Food and Drugs Authority here. Auntie Mimi, if you are here, please, let's see you. Thank you. Help me to thank this lady. Thank you so much. Sometimes the drugs come and we are not able to clear them. I send her a message. Our drugs are there. This year we've received about 440-footer container of items. Antihypertensive, anti-diabetics, anti-cancers, and all kinds of antibiotics, pain medications for our people from Direct Relief. And they are part of this organization. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's come together to change the narrative about cancers in sub-Saharan Africa. Our story is not encouraging, but we can change it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Wiafi Adey, for such an exposition on the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence. Together, like she said, we can make it happen. Thank you so much. We'll be zooming straight into the next phase of this gathering, but not until we hear from the well-spoken about Professor Will Ngwa. He is the founding director of the Global Health Catalyst, and is a man who wears many hats. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Will Ngwa.
Good evening. So first of all, I want to say that the real heroes here that we need to recognize are those cancer patients, that survivors that stood up here. We really need to thank them. All protocol respected with all the cultural leaders here. And then obviously, Dr. Beatrice, you are a hero, renowned, world-renowned. I mean, in the US, when we talk about you, everybody knows about you and the amazing work that you are doing for Ghana. Ghana really has to be proud of you, Not only Ghana is proud of you, but the whole of Africa. So it was an easy call to have you be part of that Lancet Oncology Commission for Sub-Saharan Africa. So I'm going to be very brief. So like Dr. Beatrice mentioned, so I advised the Cancer Moonshot in the White House, and one of the things that President Biden did when he launched that was to say 2 goals. There are just 2 goals. Goal number 1, he wanted for the United States that they can cut the death rates from cancer by 50% in 25 years. So that's the moonshot. The moonshot is a difficult thing to do, but like Dr. Beatrice said, if we come together, we can really make that happen, right? The second thing is to improve the experience of those who are living and surviving from cancer right now. So if you're surviving from cancer, want to make sure that, the mental health, making sure that we support you and make sure that you can be, like the survivors that are with us here today, can really be an example to show that you don't have to, cancer is not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. We can survive it. So that's really, really important. And so, so when President Biden did that, we actually had, in the meeting in the US with Johns Hopkins, we had Dr. Beatrice there. When we reached out to the White House and we said, hey, this is great for the United States, but think about the idea that if you extend this globally, it can really be something that if we collaborate, we can actually have a bigger impact, not only in the United States, but also globally. And in a way that it also benefits United States. Like Dr. Beatrice mentioned, if you're going to study about the genetics for breast cancer in Ghana, it's actually going to help African Americans as well. There are a lot of African Americans who have that connection. So there's a win-win there. You can think about artificial intelligence, the data that it needs to be diverse. It means that you need to have every population participating in this. And so you may have heard in 2022, President Biden invited the African presidents, including the president of Ghana. They were in the US. And during that meeting, the first ladies met. The First Lady who was with us has been a very important partner for BCI in launching the Lancet Oncology Commission for Sub-Saharan Africa. So they met, and there was a commitment of about $200 million to invest in Africa from the Cancer Moonshot, both private and public sector. So when Biden launched the initiative, he said, all of us can do something, not just the government. If you are sitting in the audience today and you're thinking, well, this is too big for me. No, it's not big for you. It's no way big for you. You can sing, you can advocate. Yes, you can advocate. You can give one Ghanaian cedi. It just shows that you are committed to this. You want to change the narrative. So don't say that you cannot do this. It really takes that collaboration. And so President Biden bought that. And actually, recently, 2 weeks ago, the United States signed a quad cancer moonshot, which was really the United States, Japan, Australia, and India came together, and they decided that they're going to take this globally. But you know what? Before they got there, we already talked about Africa, and so now they are really moving towards getting this a global cancer moonshot, something that BCI, this Comprehensive Cancer Center with the King's endorsement, becomes one of the centers that we really want to highlight. We're ready. Yes, where that investment, if investment comes here, it really has to come to this place. And so, so that's really exciting because I think they say that opportunity, finds people who are ready for it. And I think that we are ready today. All of us sitting in the audience are saying we are ready. We are ready for that. And so just to end, I want to say, so as part of, I also direct the Global Health Catalyst that we mentioned before. And this is really an initiative that we started at Harvard. It's kind of extended to Johns Hopkins and UPenn. The idea that collaboration, if we all come together and collaborate, we can go further. It's actually an African saying. It says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. And so From the Global Health Catalyst, so this initiative has been funded by the National Institute of Health in the United States. And so we are now growing this collaboration, and BCI, as you've known, is a big partner. The Peace and Love Hospital is a big partner of that. And so from the Global Health Catalyst, we are really committed to launch this fundraising effort by saying that we are committing to really support this with at least $1 million to go towards this investment for this, mobilizing that. Yes. Hopefully, that will inspire all of us to do something. Like I mentioned, it doesn't mean that, you don't have to have $1 million. You don't have to even have $100,000. Today, just show the sign that you are with this project. That's all that's needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Thank you. The next voice you hear is that of a global consultant for radiotherapy solutions. Help welcome Mr. Vincent Ronfield.
Good evening, everybody. So I have to adjust the microphone again. Huh? Hope it doesn't fall. There we go. Yeah, it's an amazing pleasure to be here tonight. As you can see, I'm not African, although I live in Africa, and I know Dr. Beatrice for many years. It's a pleasure to be here again tonight. I think the first time we met was in 2011 on a snowy day in Paris, and I was afraid that she would get completely harassed from the cold until I found out that she had been living in Russia. So we know each other for quite a while. I will be short tonight. What I want to talk to you about is we mentioned the Center of Excellence, and we mentioned also that it's going to be in phases. And the first phase, what is important to focus on is the therapy. There will be education, there will be screening, there will be diagnostics. But the therapy is what's missing, especially the part which involves radiation therapy. So I'm going to talk a bit about that tonight, yeah? I don't know if you've seen on the brochures, but there's something there that says from despair to hope. And I hope that what we can do is bring hope and bring quality treatments to the people of Ghana, which is what they deserve and what Peace and Love Hospitals and BCI International has been working on so far. If you look at the treatments that can be done with regarding breast cancer or any type of cancer, it's basically down to, let's say, 3 or 4 modalities: surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. And one important thing to know is that none of these pillars, if you want to go to the next slide, none of these pillars stand alone. Radiation therapy is an integral part of the cancer treatment because very often it's used in combination with immunotherapy, with chemotherapy, with surgery. This is why these pillars need to stand together. And at the moment, if you go to the next slide, at the moment in Ghana, what is missing is actually the radiation therapy. There are 3 centers in Ghana at the moment, and one is kind of operating, the other 2 centers are kind of limping along. And that's what we need to change. We need to change that narrative. One of the reasons is, and I mean, I'm not African, as you can tell, although I live in Africa, but I've seen too many times, people from other continents saying, oh, this is good enough for Africa. No, this is not good enough for Africa. I think we need to change that narrative and provide treatment facilities in this country, on this continent, that will treat patients to the standard that they deserve. Nothing second best, yeah? To give you an idea, if you go to the next slide, what we hear about palliative and curative treatments, typically you will see that in what's called emerging countries, most treatments are palliative and few treatments are curative. Curative is when you can actually treat the cancer. We need to change that paradigm and actually change this around from 70% palliative to 70% curative. This is the intent, and this you can only achieve not only with treatments, but with diagnostics, with proper screening, with proper education. So it's a complete scenario. Yet we need to start with the treatments. And if you want to go to the next slide, As you probably know, cancer care in Africa is, it's basically a black hole. And when you look at radiation therapy, it's even more of a despairing situation, especially in sub-Saharan countries. Northern Africa is equipped, Southern Africa is equipped. What is in the middle is what we need to strive and to equip, starting, of course, with Ghana. And steps have been taken. Côte d'Ivoire has installed new centers. Burkina Faso has made great steps. Nigeria as well. There are centers in Togo now. I think it's time also to do this in Ghana for the good of the people. So a bit about technology, if you want to go to the next slide. This is what would have been recommended a few years back by some agencies, some people saying this is good enough for Africa. A cobalt-60 therapy machine, which is actually, there's still one operating, I think, in Korle-Bu, here in Accra. It's basically, if you go to the next slide, it's a very scary machine. It dates back from the 1960s, and this is not the way you treat cancer today, no way. As an example, if you go to the next slide, you will see what we mean by this. This is a prostate, it's not a breast. But we consider with these machines that a prostate is a cube. You can only treat cubes. This is not what you want to do. You're dealing with human beings, with soft tissue, with tumors that have different shapes and move around. How do you do that? By actually providing newer treatment devices. I think you'll see them on the next slide, which look like this. They look more like CT scanners. These are the machines of today. These are the machines that allow to treat without compromise in France, in UK, in USA, and there's no reason why this cannot be done in Ghana. Yeah. The difference being, if you switch, because I'll try to be quick on this. This is an interesting image. Now, with radiation therapy, you can treat something. With these types of machines, these are images, but you can actually treat. You can deliver those to a tumor anywhere in the body, very targeted, which you cannot do with chemotherapy, which of course you cannot do with surgery because you remove the whole tumor. But with radiation therapy and targeted radiation therapy, you can do that to a level of precision which is better than a millimeter. This is how you actually treat breast cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer, to make it curative and to give patients a better quality of life. Yeah. So if you go to the next slide, you can pass that one. It's not relevant. These are machines that actually allow to treat the patient, the whole body of the patient in one go, not in several steps that will actually cause also harmful side effects. As a result, if you go to the next slide, on the left is what you can do with the old-fashioned 1990 cobalt delivery system. You treat cubes. On the right, you can see you can treat just about anything, from skin, breasts, heart, to prostate, lung. You can basically target and shape where you're going to deliver the dose, where you're going to deliver the treatment exactly where you want in the body. This is what needs to be achieved. Next slide. The other thing is, and I think it's part now where you talk about the Comprehensive Cancer Center. Typically, if you visit any public hospital around in the region, you'll find out that filing is done by paper, images are filed on films, and it's a mess. You cannot find patient files after 10 years. The goal is to go to the next stage, which is to be able to encompass everything that is being done in a hospital in a comprehensive way. If you go to the next slide, it's basically digital, and this allows to encompass the drones, the micro drones, which Will has been talking about. It encompasses also, we've been talking about cancer registry. This is the way to do it. And this is the way to do it and to expand it from one center to actually the whole country. Yeah. So from there, just a few words about the building and the terrain. So this picture was taken on the actual grounds of 52 acres back in 2017. And on my left is Dr. Patrick Upelian, who's the Chief Medical Director of Varian Medical Systems. We visited that ground, and we're just waiting for the first shovel to be put. The ground is actually ready. I think we just need to basically, right, get the plows. So thank you for that. In terms of the center, I won't spend too much time on it. If you go to the next slide, it's all about what is going to be done in the center. But the first phase, we talk about education, we talk about screening, we talk about palliative care, probably counseling as well. Radiation therapy, chemotherapy, surgery need to be there. The first phase, and you've seen pictures of the main building. If you go to the next slide, this is the proposal. You can see this is the ground level of that building. which has these specific rooms on the top left, which are the bunkers, because these machines, they require big walls of up to 2 meters thickness. So this first phase of the center, again, it's just step one. This is the $10 million center. It's only the $10 million center. If you've seen the other side, which Dr. Beatrice has shown, there's much more to build around it. But at least with this, we can start with training patients tomorrow. At least that takes about, I mean, I've seen this be done 1 year, yeah? Okay. With this, I'd like to thank you. I think we're pressed with time, and I hope we can get to the rest of the situation and gather our thoughts, feelings, and donations in order to make this happen eventually. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you. Before we get into the next and very important part of the session, we would like to make mention of some special or individuals who have specially contributed or added value to the project that we are all looking at. And so I'm very sure that in a few seconds, the technical team will help me with the slide. But I'd like to mention, and if you are here, please give us a wave. Ms. Katrina McGee. Thank you. We appreciate everything you do. We don't take it for granted. Thank you. Mr. Tom Rohn. He's not here. All right, so it's online, and so as we speak, from the beginning, we've been beaming live on Breast Care International Facebook page and on YouTube, Dr. Breast Care. So please, you can look for the links and then share and then watch later. All right. Mr. Vincent Ronfile, thank you. Thank you very much. Nana Entry Dakwa, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Tony Cabo, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Odro Sapon, as an entrepreneur and a business executive. And the thing about him is I'm told he gave the project its first check. Yes, and so we are very grateful for that gesture. Nana Atakra Bonsra the first, who is the chief of Kokoku Pimasi, a regent of Ankasi Lakeside. Thank you, sir. I like your breast kerchief. Mrs. Ekua Anan, thank you very much, ma'am. She's a board member of the Breast Care International. Thank you for everything you do. Is architect Elvis Asiedu here? All right, so wherever he is on the planet Earth, we say thank you. I believe it's a good time to give ourselves a round of applause. We have done well. And for all those who find this cause worthy of their support and charitable donations, we are grateful. And we hope that God will help you to be able to do more and see these projects come to fruition. Amen. Oh, amen. Amen. All right, so at this point, we would like to receive some messages from some people. And I would like to kickstart it by inviting Nana Atakra Bonsra to bring us some greetings. He will come, don't worry. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, please, he wants to hear the hand clap. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. I prefer to stand on all protocols and observe them. My name is Nana Atakra Bonsra the first. I'm from Kokofu in Ashanti region. Me Kokofu hine Kronko hine. I wasn't sure I was going to say anything tonight, so forgive me. I was approached not too long ago by Dr. Beatrice. And for what I heard, she was looking for me for a very long time. For what reason, I didn't know. But she found me. We had a lot of discussions. As a traditional leader, it's also my obligation to make sure that humanity is preserved. I'm building what do you call it? A resort on the Lake Busumchi, a very wonderful one. We are all talking about water bodies and forests being diminished at a rampant speed. So we had the opportunity to talk about a lot of things. And we have decided as a company, I have a company called Modern Royal Concepts. So with Modern Royal Concept, we are collaborating with BCI to offer our space to be used as a retreat center for survivors and those on treatment. But that is the future. As I stand here, we pledge, or we give 20,000 Ghana cedis to support this cause. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yabejinti Asom. Thank you very much, sir. We would like to receive, after this one, we would have to go and dine. And so I like the smiles you are wearing at me. All right, so we'd like to receive the Director of Global Communication, Delta Airlines, Mr. Ralph Albers, to give us a very short message, and then I'll release us to have dinner.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Your Royal Highness, Your Majesties. Thank you, Dr. Beatrice Wiafe, for having me as your guest this evening. My name is Ralph Albers, Director of Global Communications at Delta Airlines. I was actually here last week for the launch of a new aircraft. We decided to increase our capacity to Ghana. I've been reading about the work that Dr. Wiafe has been doing, and meeting her for the first time and feeling the energy here, I had to come back. I had to fly home because I had some personal commitments. Last night I flew back to be here for this event and for the events that are here in the weekend. So let me just tell you, at Delta, we're about connecting the world. We're about connecting people to each other, to their ambitions, and to their potential. So for us, a cornerstone of connecting the world is giving back to the communities that we serve. So we started flying to Ghana 18 years ago, and we've been also giving back to this community. Every year we give back a fixed percentage of our profits, and to support meaningful causes such as breast cancer, which impacts the lives of countless individuals worldwide. I was speaking to a lady earlier today, and she asked me, how come an airline is involved in this breast cancer topic? For us, we are 100,000 people, an Air Force 100,000 people strong. We all have mothers, sisters, daughters. So this is core to what we do, and that's why we decide to give back. So we started the conversation with Dr. Beatrice 8 years ago, and we have proudly partnered with Breast Care International for the last 8 years to raise awareness, provide life-saving screenings, and promote education about breast cancer. With Delta support, BCI's educational programs have reached more than 150,000 people, empowering communities with the knowledge they need about the disease. More than 20,000 individuals have been screened thanks to our contributions, and 2,000 suspected cases have been identified, cases that would have otherwise gone undetected. Delta's dedication to breast cancer research and education extends beyond just the borders of Ghana. Globally, over the last 20 years, we have raised more than $28 million for breast cancer. So these are funds that are contributed by our own employees and by customers that are on board, and a percentage of our profits that we invest back into the communities. And we have funded more than 80 critical research projects focused on breast cancer. So this evening, I want to thank BCI for all the work that they do. I want to thank you all for your generous contributions. We have done over the last 8 years, and we have renewed our commitment for 2025, and our commitment has grown over the years. I won't disclose the amount that we have given, but it's a good amount. So on behalf of Delta, I would like to thank you for the generosity. I would thank you for the opportunity to be part of this journey. And thank you all. Let's work together for a brighter future in Ghana. Thank you all.
Thank you to Delta Air Lines. Enjoy the warmth of the hug. All right. I think Doctor wants to share some words about how gracious Delta Airlines have been.
Yes, thank you so much, Delta Airlines. They've been our headline sponsor since 2016. And I want to thank Miss Princess. Princess, please get up. Thank you. Thank you. She introduced us. And since then, the staff have been so great. Tricia Rumalu in New York, and I once visited her office because I was surprised that having met her, she didn't know Ghana, and yet every year they bring us sponsorship. When you see us going to the communities, the villages, to go and educate and screen our women for free, it's because of Delta Airlines. Eloina has been so great, and she travels to Kumasi, to Peace and Love Hospitals, to our survivors, to breast care international activities. Sarah has been working with us, and every year the team at the airport wear our t-shirts throughout October and wear the pink ribbon. That is how important this partnership is to us. So we are working on the Kick Cancer Out project with Delta Airlines. And every year, they sponsor the work that we're doing. This year, they are coming with us to Kumasi. And at Edriso, we are expecting more than 20,000 people to come and work. We are working for the cure. We are showcasing survivorship. And you come and see a lot of breast cancer survivors. And we also have a group called the Survivor Babies. Those whose mothers have passed from breast cancer, those whose mothers, grandmothers are still fighting the disease, and we have an association for them. And we sponsor them to go to schools and do other things. Otherwise, they will all get to the streets and become armed robbers. So we thank Delta, we thank Kempinski Hotel, we thank Provident Insurance, and all the sponsors who have been helping us to educate our people and to change the narrative about cancers in Africa. Thank you. Thank you so much.
At this point, we will receive a musical interlude, and then we would have dinner.
Juma say to me, go up and send the Juma. Juma say, go to no maybe beton your way. No man else and so my book and Cabinia, at you way. Cabinia me to meet you, Cabinia. I'm in the cabin fear. No, me cook coffee. It's a Sunday night. Many bema, Simini, I'm a door. I can't be there into me, can't be there. Missy, if you're ready, in so sujo, can you sujo? Missy, if you're ready. Sujo, can I sujo? As one back and say, obey your way, the chima to you. Some Danny Hawker, I'm a for back and say, obey your way, the great you must say, Timo Shovajan. Maybe I know about me, sorry, maybe I knew me, sorry. So people me promote, I be a machine. Cabinet me to meet you, cabinet when you know me. Every Saturday be an every Saturday be an every Saturday be an every Saturday be an Yo, I go for her. Yabako. Na enka for her. Na asanti for her.
He is the president and the CEO of International Center for Evaluation and Development, an African-based international think tank that combines research and innovation with extensive practical experience in evaluation for development in the Global South. Adjunct professor, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, University of Ghana, Legon, and also Valley View, University, Accra, Ghana. He's a man who wears many, many, many hats. He has served as the Director of Strategy, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, based in Nairobi, Kenya. He has done many things for himself, and so, rightfully so, we can describe him as a man who has accomplished so much, and the pleasure is mine to bring to the podium Dr. David Safo Ameyao.
I'm so happy to just be here today and listening to all that have been going on and the good work that Dr. Riafe have been doing, and Bo and all those people who have made this occasion a successful one. The topic I wanted to talk about is the need for such a comprehensive center in Africa. One of my tasks and one of the things that we have been doing is how do we promote Africa-based research, something that we can be very proud of. But because time have gone so far, I will just sum up. When Dr. Wiafi came to my office and we were talking about cancer in Ghana, our team decided to look at research since 2010 to 2023, the number of published research. So we look at one database called PubMed that they publish medical research in it. And in Ghana alone, between 2010 to 2023, we have about 500 and about 37 publications. We look at the publications and said, how many of these things have been done by Ghanaians? And when we were looking at it, it will surprise you to know that out of the 537 publications, Ghanaian scholars have published about 331 of them. And we were so happy to see that Ghanaians are doing a lot of things. When Dr. Wiafi was talking, she gave the incidence of cancer in Ghana, also the death rates. One of the things that shocked me is that when we look at the incident and we were saying, where are these data coming from? The 27,000 cases that we saw were just picked from one center, which is Kumasi Cancer Registry. So I was thinking about it and said, if one center is recording 27,000, what about all the countries? We also look at the mortality rate. And the mortality rate was not based on data from Ghana, but rather it was a data that was estimated to get about 17,000. We look at prevalence, and the shocking thing was that the prevalence data was a projection from Norway. So we asked ourselves, where are we getting all this number when Ghanaians have published about 538 papers, with Ghanaian institutions alone publishing 331? We decided to look at those people who are behind these publications. If you can turn the next slides. We look at people and countries that are behind these numbers. As I said, 331 were from Ghana, but US alone, scholars who are coming from US have published about 103 of those publications. So people outside are studying about Ghana, while we are not doing much to improve the data that was showing the prevalence and the incidence of cancer in Ghana. Not only that one alone, we look at institutions, and it will surprise you to know that institutions in Ghana, such as University of Ghana, such as University of Science and Technology, are doing more research. So we were asking ourselves, if Dr. Wiafi is able to establish this center, how are we going to support it so that we can get the number, the data, that can help us to influence policy and actions on this continent? It's something that we are very, very much interested, because we found out that if an institution such as the Comprehensive Center for Cancer Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence is established in this country, we will be able to get the evidence that can help us to make decisions that can save life and livelihood of our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our wives in this country. And that is why we are so much interested. Tomorrow we are traveling to Kumasi. We are going to cut the saw. And we want every citizen in this country to support this initiative. When I visited Botswana, and I visited the University of Botswana, and I saw the plaque that are standing there listing the names of ordinary family, ordinary people in the country who contributed cows, goats, chicken, eggs to build a national university. I think we Ghanaians can do it, and we can do it better. So we are so happy to be part of this initiative, and we are looking forward to see that the Comprehensive Cancer Center of Excellence is built on this continent. And we thank you all for your support. We thank you all for your contribution, and we thank you all for your presence. We know together we can do it. And as Will said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.